Good evening and salutations, my YNR fans. I had to think about that one. I haven't done a YNR review in a hot minute. This episode was kind of weird, right? Because just off the bat, a lot of some of the other characters came into the episode pretty late into it, like 15 minutes, give or take, into it. You had Jack, you had Nick and Sharon in there, and Adam, and I'm just like, it made sense. It's kind of a weird structure to actually have somebody come in towards the end of the episode, but as I'm sitting there looking at it, it's like if they didn't really have a lot for them to do in the beginning, it wouldn't have made sense to actually have them throughout the entire episode. So as weird as it is that they came into like the last 10 minutes or whatever into the episode, it works because it didn't really waste a lot of the characters' time and, more importantly, our time. I feel like this is going to start to be the beginning of the end for Ashley and Tucker as far as their relationship is concerned, because when Tucker was sitting there talking to Billy about, like, yo, listen, this whole word thing, I'm done with it. Like, I want us to move past it. There's really no place for you because we're not going to war with them. Like, whatever Jack's problem is with Diane, that's his problem. You can sit there and take it up with him. He did sit there, in a lot of ways, plant some seeds in doubt in Billy. When he was talking about how there's a possibility that Diane could be the new CEO, and they could be sitting running the company together, and you'd be kind of just kicked out of your position. Now, of course, Billy could sit there and look at that and be like, "Come on, now, that's my brother. He wouldn't do something like that, would he?" But then, of course, when Tucker came back to the hotel and was talking to Ashley, and Ashley was like, well, I can't really give up on the family company. I can't walk away. And then she just got to a point where she was like, I can't let Diane win. You can't let Diane win. Well, when you start talking like that, this is just some petty high school-ish, right? And I think that's when Tucker just had enough. He was like, yo, listen, I want us to focus on us, not on your obsession with Diane. Of course, Ashley gets upset talking about, oh, well, we can't talk about this stuff. It's not about talking. It's about you focusing more of your attention on this stupid, petty war with Diane as opposed to focusing on us and our company. And I understand where he's coming from, because at the end of the day, you can love somebody, but you can only be so patient with them. You can only be so patient with them, and to the point you're just like, you know what, screw it. This really doesn't make any sense. This is stupid. So I understand where he's coming from. Now, I can see this being very divided for a lot of fans with the scene with Nate and Victor. But I understand where Victor's coming from, because Nate is somewhat of an outside perspective. He wants to sit there and kind of get an assessment of, the position of the company that Adam and Nick and Sharon are having. So he gave his assessment. And of course, Nick came in there. Listen, let's put it this way. If looks can kill. If looks can kill. But when Nate left, let me get something to drink. So yeah, if looks can kill. And of course, when he came in there, he was defensive right off the bat. He was already sitting there making up theories, talking about, oh, you're going to replace Adam with Nate. I'm not going to work with Nate or whatever. And then he got upset, and he was like, if you want an assessment, why not just sit there and ask us? Why sit there and get his perspective? You know how he is. He's the type of person who will sit there and stab somebody in the back to get what he wants. Which is true. But again, Smith to ask him for his assessment or Sharon's assessment, you're just going to sit there and talk about the positive. You're not going to... It was different with Nate, and I understood where he was coming from. But anyway, he got them all together, and he basically was like, we're going to be making some changes. certain stuff that's not working. We're gonna sit there and switch that around. But the biggest thing that he dropped, the biggest bombshell that he dropped when Adam got in there was he agreed with Adam's plan as far as merging the two companies, which made sense. It literally made sense. So, but of course, Adam was very skeptical. He was very sus with him. He was just like, "All right, you're not doing this without a reason. You didn't just sit there and say, "Oh, Adam, you were totally right." Like, what's your underlying goal? What you know what I'm saying? Like, what bomb should we be sitting there looking for next? Now, Victoria was coming in hot. Okay, she had this energy where when she sat down with Ashley, and I give it to Eileen Davis. The way like her facial expression just kind of came in like whoa 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 whoa. You might want to slow down a little bit. Like you ask all these questions about my company and the plan, and we walk away. Like what is this really about? But this came down to Billy and her being protective of Billy. Like what are you dragging Billy into? Making him choose sides and stuff like that. What's up with that? He's in a good place, and for the sake of the kids and the family and stuff like that, we don't need you and whatever plans you got going on with Tucker to upset the balance of Billy, and he's in a great place again. So Ava was going back and forth about that, and finally Ashley just had enough. Like, all right, well, listen, I'm done with my drink, and yeah. But apparently they clashed before. They had issues before, and I guess that's to be expected, maybe. Um, I wonder from the audience, have Victoria and Abby have ever clashed? I don't see them too much in too many scenes together. I've always wondered that. The scene with Adam and Tucker was pretty funny. Adam being like, "Hey, listen, I may just decide to sit there and drop that info anyway, just to wipe the smug look off your face." So they're going back and forth. Billy comes in there. Eventually, Tucker does leave, and then Adam's like, "Yo, listen, I got some information on, because they were talking about like Chelsea and Connor and everything like that, and you know, um, Billy was like, well, I'm really excited at the position that you're in." And Adam was like, all right, come on, what is this really about? You want to you want to get info on Tucker, don't you? Like, just let you know, I got some stuff on him that will definitely do some damage to him, but I want something in return. I wonder what it could be now, because now he walked into this company. He walked into this meeting, and essentially he got what he wanted. As far as Newman, well, he got the two joined together. But I don't, no, I take that back because I don't think that he's going to get what he wants. I know he wants to run Newman Media, but I don't see that happening. Whatever that favor that he wants, I know it's going to probably have something to do with him being in charge of Newman Media. I know that much, and that's something that Jack and Billy was talking about when they were trying to strategize and stuff. Basically, Smith is saying that Tucker's out, but Ashley, she still may want war. So I wonder, is Billy and Jack going to sit there and take Adam up on his offer? I feel like that's pretty much about it. This episode wasn't super great. It wasn't bad, but it was average at best. Like you can miss this episode and not really miss anything. You can just pretty much kind of watch my review for it for the most part, or there's somebody else that also does reviews. She does YNRNGH. I can't remember her name. Or you can wait from YNR chat with Abby. All in all, I was just going to say you can just pretty much kind of skip this episode if you didn't watch it, or if you want to watch it with it being background noise. I guess that's cool too. Anyway, that's pretty much all I can think of. If I did miss anything, you know what to do. Come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, Y&R, Days, B&B, and GH, of course. With that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.